Hey, thank you for stopping here and tuning in today. I'm going to be sharing with you a sales process that has generated more than $30 million in retail sales per year right now on the front.
Thanks for tuning in to Lead the Teams, the front.
Yes, thank you so much for taking the time to tune in and join me today. My name is Mike Phillips and I will be your host. This is the front, and today I'm going to be talking about the sales process. Now, if this is your first time here, do me a favor, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you get notified when I'm uploading new episodes and when I go live. As I'm talking about this sales process, I'm not going to have a whole lot of fluff and color commentary. This is going to be a 5-step sales process that you can use when you are face-to-face with a potential client, either in B2B or B2C sales. And I really do believe this is the best process that there is. It's simple. It keeps you on the path from the greeting to the close. So let's dive right into it. The first step there, it's the greeting, right? The greeting is so important because it lays the foundation for the entire rest of your sale. And on the greeting, you have to be congruent. You have to be congruent with what you say, right? The words that you use, your voice tone, your pitch, your tempo, how fast or slow you're speaking. And then those things have to be congruent with your body language, how you're carrying yourself. So if you want things to be really upbeat, you should talk fast and loud and be excited, right? And you finish on a high note because those things relay excitement. At the same time, if you want someone to be calm and you can slow down and be able to look them in the eye and present things very methodically, then you can help to control that with the words that you use and the way you dictate your voice. So when you're greeting somebody, it's important. Look them right in the eye. Have a nice firm handshake. You don't need to be over the top or don't get too into the handshake and the semantics of that. Just be direct, be straightforward, look people in the eye, show them that you care about them and you care about earning their business, and that will help carry you a long way. Number 2, the second step here is a wants and needs analysis, or some may call it a qualification. Ask questions of your potential client as to what is important to them. It's not about what's important to you, it's about what's important to them. Now, there are times that when you ask genuine, caring questions about what is important to your potential client and they tell you, sometimes your product may not be the fit. And you have to be straightforward in telling them that. Most of the time, if you've engaged in a potential business relationship with somebody, you already know that your product is going to be the fit. And so you help direct the client to the answer, i.e. your product, right? That you want them to get by slowing down and asking really good questions and how it will apply to their business. The third step then is the presentation of the product. So you need to be able to take out whatever the product is. Now this applies whether it's steak knife sales, whether it's cars, whether it's houses, if you're a real estate agent, right? This is the time that you take all of the things that you gathered that the potential client told you were what they needed, what they wanted. They told you this collection of items that they know to be true, and you're going to present your product to them, accentuating those items. In car sales, for example, if safety is something that is important to the potential buyer, then it would not be relevant to talk about horsepower in the engine necessarily. It would be relevant to talk about crumple zones and airbags and backup cameras and all the things that make a vehicle safe, not something else. I don't have another word for it, just not something else, right? Focus on the things that are important to the client during your presentation when you're presenting the product. That really is where you start to make your money if you're a sales consultant, is when you present the product in an expert manner to your potential client. The fourth step then is the demo. You have to be able to demonstrate the product and show that it does what you said it will do during your presentation step. So if it's cutlery, that's the opportunity to say, hey, look, here's all the things that this cutlery will do, and you have to be able to demonstrate it. You don't have to be a master chef, but you've got to be able to actually demonstrate your product to the potential client. And the one thing that will put you over the top that often people don't do, they don't let the client demo the product. Put the cutlery set in their hands and let them experience it. Give them the opportunity to drive the car. Hand them the key to the door and let them walk into the house as if it is their own. See, during the demo, that's the opportunity for the client to take on ownership. See, as salespeople, we get all excited and we want to show them the stuff and we want to show our potential client all the things that our product can do and we get our hands all in it, right? And we forget to let them experience it at their own pace, in their own manner, how they will use the product. When that happens, then magic happens. So here's the last step. Step 5 is the close. It's the collection of things that you have done up to this point that allow the customer to say yes. All of those things that have built up to this point of the sale, it should simply be asking the question for them to now purchase your product. One of the keys to closing, to being a really good closer, I'll give you a little insight here. You have to be able to ask the same question 10,000 different ways to the same person so that you can elicit a yes response. See, we get so wrapped up, again, in our way of doing it. We get so wrapped up and we say, hey, do you want to buy the product? Do you want to buy the product? Do you want to buy the product? And the customer's like, no, I still need to think about it. You have to come in from different angles and be able to ask the person multiple different ways. Share the hot buttons that they shared with you that are exciting about the sale. Share the pieces of the product now at this point that you say, hey, this would complement that one thing that you said that you needed it to do. When you do those at the very end, closing should be just putting the bow on it and wrapping it up and finishing things. If you're having to spend as much time closing a sale as you did on the other 4 steps, you're not doing something right. You're missing an opportunity throughout the rest of the sale. You know, the closing is just kind of everything coming to fruition. Now, here's a quick bonus tip. One of the keys to sale, and this is not part of the sales process, but one of the most important tools in a salesperson's toolbox is the ability to follow up with potential customers and to prospect for new potential customers. Now, that's not part of the sales process. It doesn't happen within the sales process. Oftentimes, management will treat it as if it's part of the sales process, and it's not. Prospecting and following up is its own set of processes. It's its own set of tasks. But I will tell you this, if you're not good at following up and prospecting with people, you'll never make it into these 5 steps of the actual sales process, right? The greeting, the wants and needs evaluation, the presentation, the demo, and the close. You'll never get there if you have nobody to talk to. And that's a whole different video, but I'll get into that on another video. Do me a favor. I've shared with you what I believe to be the perfect 5-step sales process. Is there something you would add? Is there something else that you do in your sales process that allows you to produce more sales for your clients? I would love for you to share that in the comments down below. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in and join me today. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. We'll talk to you soon, everybody.